advice on coming out. I'm going to put my 2 pence in here, and I do this quite a lot. I don't think it should ever be referred to as coming out. I know it's a common colloquialism about, like, people of a homosexual or a bisexual preference being, like, stereotyped as in the closet or, like, whatever. I think, regardless of what your sexual preference is or what gender you find attractive, there shouldn't be a test. There shouldn't be, like, I need to break this to people like it's news, because it isn't news. We're in the 21st century. We're in a place where being gay is as normal, in my head and in a lot of other people's head, as being straight. Like, it doesn't impact on who you are as a person. If you're finding it difficult to tell people around you, then my advice would be to pick better people around you, or understand the people around you actually won't think it's as big a news as you are worried that they'll find it. Because if I had a friend that I'd known my whole life, and society assumes that everyone's straight, which isn't the case, but, you know, we still live in a pretty messed up world. If I had a friend that had been assumed straight for years, and they turn around to me and I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm actually gay, I'll be like, okay. It doesn't change who you are. It doesn't mean I don't want to be friends with you. You're still a person that I appreciate. You still bring value to my life, whether it's through comedy, commitment, dedication, like common interests and stuff like that. And who you fancy doesn't dictate if I'm going to be friends with you. I have a lot of female friends. I have a lot of really attractive female friends. I have a lot of female friends that I not necessarily personally don't find attractive, but I'm sure other guys do. And I have a lot of gay friends. I have a lot of straight male friends. It doesn't. There's no preference. Do you know what I mean? So my advice on coming out would be, make sure that you have the right people around you, and then don't break it as news. Just be like, yo, I'm gay. But it shouldn't even need to be said. Do you know what I mean? My mum didn't give birth to me and then a few years down the line be like, I have to tell her I'm straight. I'm bisexual. Awesome. I mean, I don't necessarily think there needs to be a label put on anything. I don't think... Because I don't go around saying, Reese, I love you, bro, thank you for the concert. I don't necessarily go around saying, guys, just so you know, I'm straight. Because that's viewed as, like, the norm, and that's what's wrong. Nothing wrong with anyone's sexual preference or any, like, gender identification. None of that stuff matters. Like, it is the 21st century. We should be accepting of absolutely everyone. Patricia for the Italian hands, thank you very much. There you go. Just saw the best comment. I am human. Admit to that. And I know I go on these rants, and I know some of you probably find them really boring, or like, oh god, Andy's going off again. But it's important to talk about stuff like this. There's 1,200 people watching this. We have an audience of 800,000 people on YouTube, on one channel, and 150,000 on another. We have an Instagram with a good following. We have a TikTok with a good following. And I think it's really important for someone, or the 5 of us, in the position where we are, where we'd never consider ourselves famous, but we definitely say that we have an impact on an audience, let's just say. I think it's really important to preach positive messages. Like, I grew up with just a mum. I never knew my dad, never had any siblings, so my bond with my mum is unrivaled in my head. I know a lot of people are very close to their families, and that's awesome, but my mum is my best friend in the world. And she brought me up to respect women, and then at the same time I had a lot of male friends, so I knew how to be a man. And then I use that term loosely, because there's no such thing as, like, you have to act this way to be this gender, you have to act this way to be another. And, like, I just think it's really easy. If you treat everyone around you, regardless of any defining characteristics that you think makes them different from you, if you treat them the same as you'd want to be treated yourself, it's a really simple thing to do. When I got into the music industry, most people in it were gay. It didn't make a difference to me. Personally, I'm straight, and I didn't get discriminated against because of that, and I didn't discriminate because other people weren't straight. Like, I think a lot of very insecure men would feel threatened by someone that's gay because they'd be like, oh, they must fancy me. Well, chill out, love. You aren't that desirable. It's not like every woman in the world fancies you. Why would a man? Like, I'm a trans female. Awesome. I'm bisexual. Do you know, it should just be. It shouldn't even be a topic of conversation. It should just be something that's completely accepted. And if you want to talk about it, awesome. Like, I talk about the fact that I love women. I do. I think that they are beautiful creatures. I think you all think you're very misunderstood, whereas it takes just a good man to kind of work you all out. But no, I think I'm personally straight, and I speak openly about the fact that I find beautiful. I find women beautiful. They're beautiful creatures, a lot more caring than men. But again, I don't want to come across sexist in any way, so it was a little joke. But like, I've painted my nails in the past, and I will continue to do so when I don't have a dodgy nail. Because I want to stand for something that I believe in, and that is that men can do things that only women are supposed to do, and women can do things that only men are supposed to do. Like, my football team, Man United, and I don't like speaking about football because I know you guys aren't very interested in it, but my football team, Manchester United, this year, thank you, Nicole, for the concert, reformed their women's football team. Now, if I get the opportunity, I'll support them just as much as I do the men's team. And I know that it's going to take a long time for women's football to catch up with men's in terms of like the financial aspect or like the draw, to like draw women into football. But it'll take like 10-15 years and women's football will be as big as men's, and that'll be awesome. And then there'll be things like men playing netball more socially. I played netball in primary school. I wasn't gay. I was really short and I was awesome at netball because I wasn't tall enough to play basketball, and I had a lot of female friends in primary school. And a lot of my male mates like laughed at me for it. I didn't care. I grew up with a single mum. Like, if anything, I was just playing sport that I enjoyed. So, am I bi? No, I'm not bi.